Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom, thank you for joining me. Today's episode is another dark one. It is about the life lessons that we can all learn from the situation with Chris Watts, so the Watts family murders. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who've been living under a rock, Chris Watts murdered his wife Shanann and their two little girls, Cece and Bella. Shanann was 15 weeks pregnant at the time. He murdered them essentially because he wanted to be able to start a new life with his new supply, a woman that he had been involved with for 2 months. So he murdered his wife and children and disposed of their bodies in really cruel and callous ways. So Shanann, he basically buried in a shallow grave, and his daughters, he stuffed their bodies into huge industrial oil vats at his work site. So horrific stuff, absolutely horrific. But anyhow, the takeaway, there's some lessons to be learnt from all of this, and I want to share the top kind of 8 lessons, I suppose, that I really drew from the whole case with Chris and Shanann Watts. So the first thing is that narcissists lead secret lives. So they have entire lives that you don't know about. You know, often people say, oh, but he's like this, he's such a nice guy, he's so sweet. But you don't know what's going on when they're not around you. You just assume that the facade that they're putting out to you, i.e. that I'm a loyal family guy, trustworthy, whatever, you're assuming that is real. So when he goes out into the world and you're not there, you're assuming he's being a loyal family, trustworthy guy. But he's not. He's a narcissist. As soon as you're out of sight, he's up to things that would make your head spin. Okay, and the reality is they fantasize about doing away with us at times. They have this imaginary and secretive world, and they can quite literally go from thinking about getting ways to get rid of you, thinking about murdering you, ways to get rid of your body, and then smile, sit down, eat dinner with you, and then end up having sex. This is the secret reality of the narcissist. All right, so number 2, time shared is not a commitment. So this kind of idea that, Chris and Shanann had been married for 8 years doesn't mean a thing to the narcissist. He murdered her and those little girls for a woman he had been with for 8 weeks, 2 little months. Okay, so the time shared, not a level of commitment, doesn't show a level of loyalty or commitment. It just means they hung out for 8 years. Number 3, your narcissist could drug you with either legal or illegal drugs. Evidence came out that Chris had more than one occasion had used oxycodone to drug Shanann. He was doing it in an attempt to make her spontaneously abort the baby. So he was giving a pregnant woman a drug, hoping that it would make her miscarry her baby. His wife, not just a pregnant woman, his wife. So if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, just know that these are the types of people who do drug your drink, who do poison you behind your back. Okay, you don't realise that people are capable of this because, hey, you're a healthy, normal human being. Who does that kind of stuff? Narcissists do this kind of stuff. All right, number 4, non-stop lying. So not only will the narcissist lie all the time about all kinds of things, but even when they are caught out. So like in Chris's case, he was caught out red-handed, pretty much red-handed in this situation. But even till the bitter end, when he decided he was going to get real and tell the truth, he managed to twist it around and try and say that Shanann had killed her children and that he, in a fit of rage, had choked her to death because he had seen her choking the children on the nanny cam or some ridiculous lie. So this is the reality. With the narcissist, they lie. They lie about everything. And then when they've been caught out lying, they go, all right. I'll tell you the truth. I have to confess. I have to get it off my chest. I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is. And then they tell another lie. You know, but because you don't believe that people can do that, because you're normal, right? So you believe in what they're saying, not just realizing that liars lie. It's what they do. That's why they're called liars. So that's a lesson in itself right there. If someone lies to you, that means they are a liar. That means you cannot trust anything that comes out of their mouth, ever, about anything. All right, number 5. This one's creepy. Narcs hide in plain sight often. What that means is sometimes the burden of having a secret is too much for them to bear. So they do little things where they kind of slip up, or they do it intentionally and it kind of relieves some of the tension for them. You know, it's like when people kind of subconsciously blurt things out, like if they've got a secret and they don't mean to, but they accidentally draw attention to it. Well, it's kind of like that. So in the Watts case, what I'm talking about is the fact that he sent Shanann a picture of a life-size dolly wrapped up in a, I think it was, what's that game, Twister? Like a twister mat, like a plastic mat. But it looked like a cadaver, a dead body, a dead child wrapped up in plastic. He sent her that photo within 24 hours of murdering everyone. He said that the children did it, but I don't believe that the children did it. I believe, and as do a lot of commentators, that it was his way of signalling to her, or he was checking out the sizes of the plastic to see whether or not they would be the right size to wrap a child's body in. So when you experience strange behaviour that makes you go, that's weird, right? Listen to your intuition. That is why we have intuition. It is there for the times when we don't have all the information. Okay? If Shanann had listened, who knows? Maybe it would have been a different outcome. You know, I mean, she was obviously very besotted and still very much in love with Chris. And he always managed to keep her kind of off-centered, with threats of other women. You know, he was always cheating on her with other women and men, for that matter. And there's another lesson. I'll make this 9 lessons now. Looks can be deceiving, right? When you look at Chris Watts, you do not think, here is a man who can have sex with other men. But not only did he have sex with other men, he actually had a hidden relationship with another man who he was talking about starting a new life with, moving interstate with. I mean, you know, which actually brings me into number 6. Narcissists run multiple realities. And what I mean by that is they don't have just like a plan, like plan A. They have plan A through to Z. They have alternate plans. They have plans to fit every occasion because no one means anything to them. Nothing means anything to them. They have no loyalty to any people, any place, any situation, any job, any circumstance. They go with whatever gives them the most fuel, whatever makes them happy, essentially, whatever relieves, their boredom, their whatever. So they can quite easily go from one situation to another on a dime, just like that. Like, swapping out Shanann, swapping out the wife of 8 years, 2 little girls, swapping them out for some woman that he'd known and been with having an affair with for 2 months. That's the kind of thing I mean. But, this doesn't make Kessler Nicole Kessler any, doesn't make her special in any way, shape or form, because he would have had other realities that he would have been running in his mind also. The, what if Nicole leaves me tomorrow? You know, well, at least I've got Shanann and the girls and I can do this for a while, you know, multiple realities. All right, darlings, number 7. So the line between reality and fantasy is very blurry for the narcissist. And this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about right here, right now. You know, they are, you know, because they're quite shallow, their connection with people is quite shallow, so they can feel as close to someone that they've known for 2 months as they have with someone they've bed, children with, had 8 years life together. You know, their superficiality. It just, like I said, they just kind of confuse reality with illusion and fantasy. You know, and like if they imagine something, they kind of think it happened. If they say it is that way, then it kind of is that way to them. They don't have a very good grasp on reality, is probably a good way of putting that. All right, number 8. It is always about them. Actually, hang on. It is, I've got my numbers confused. Sorry, I shouldn't have added one midway and now I'm just confused. And I'm blonde, hey. So number 8, which is our final point, is it's always about them. So with the narcissist, right? So in Chris and Shanann's particular situation, when the interviewers were asking him about Shanann's last minutes of life, he said to them that Shanann must have been thinking, and he quoted a scripture, forgive them for they know not what they do, right? This is this is the narcissist's point of view. That his wife, who he's choking, who he's murdering, whose life he's stealing, he thinks that she would be fantasizing about, forgive him, Father, for he knows not what he do. No. But that's narc reality. Narcissists always think about themselves and they think everyone else thinks about them too. It's always about them. They always come first. It's always about what they want, what they need. You know, their whole entire reality is always about the narcissist. You can play a role in their life, but it's never going to be about you. Okay? I hope the main takeaway lesson from the Shanann and Chris Watts case is this. I hope that if you are with a narcissist and you are hearing this, that you're also making plans to leave. Okay, I'm hoping that women are starting to realise that these particular individuals are dangerous. Okay, they are maladapted. They're just not well individuals. Okay, so we all need to get and stay narc free. That's the only way we're going to be safe, essentially. All right, lovely. Thank you for watching. If anyone wants a one-on-one consult with me, you know what to do. The link will be in the description box. And until then, I will see you guys not tomorrow, but the day after. Thanks for watching. Bye.